I do want to ask you about Tucker Carlson. That was a huge news story that hit the last couple of weeks.
Is he going to come to Valuetainment? I saw the $100 million offer.
I don't know what he's going to do.
Big offer here. He should. I think he should come to Rumble. Tucker, you're welcome. You're welcome on Rumble.
Did they make an offer yet? We don't even know.
Actually,
it's not all public. It's not all public. Listen, I'm sure Tucker has offers going in left and right because he's brilliant at what he does. And frankly, I've said this here. I said this before the PBD offer went in. He truly doesn't need anyone. He's a rock star in his own right, and maybe he'll start his own media company. I don't know. I don't know what decision he'll make, but he's going to have offers coming in from tons of great people. What did you make when you heard that he had been fired? What did you think immediately?
I thought I was expecting that to happen. I really liked him for the past couple months. A lot of the interviews he did. I think he did a great interview with Ye, which I was really surprised. Like in the mainstream news, he's letting Ye talk about the media and who controls everything, and he's just like listening. And then he had Andrew Tate on, and I'm like, really? Mainstream guy on Fox News? Like mainstream media sucks. I actually like everything this guy's saying. And then he had Trump on, and he's letting him speak. He had good conversation with a lot of really good people, and I'm like, well, I actually like this guy, and I hate mainstream media. So when they ban him, I'm like, yeah. That makes sense. And then now he's starting to talk about like 9/11 and Building 7, which is like, is he based now? Is he actually? And I do think like even though he's in his 50s, he's finally starting to look at everything. I like his self-reflection. A lot of people don't have the introspection and are self-critical enough to be able to look back at themselves and think, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I believe that the news was supposed to inform the people, when in reality the news is just designed to keep people indoctrinated. And the fact that he reflected and he was able to change and see that he made mistakes, engaging in pointless debates, pushing a narrative that was sold to by bigger governments, by bigger agendas.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that he was able to be like, I regret doing this. I regret buying this. And even at his age, because you see a lot of people like at a certain age, they kind of get stuck in their ways. A lot of like our grandparents pretty much, they're like, oh, vaccine, like the stickings. Right. They're not going to really be able to question their beliefs, because at a certain age, like you can't teach old dogs new tricks. They believe one thing and they stick to that. But Tucker, I'm like, at 50 years old, he's looking at Building 7?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, he may have been looking at it for a long time too, and he was trapped in a machine. And I'm sure he was doing what he could. Like, as you said, even with being trapped in that machine, he was doing these interviews with, Trump and Andrew Tate. And so he was pushing the envelope behind the scenes editorially for a long time, probably. But now that he's uncuffed, and I've been in that position, and it's very hard because you're so used to it. You're used to the corporate media grind. It's all you know. And when you're uncuffed, all of a sudden, you're like, oh my gosh, I just feel like an enormous weight has been lifted, and you just feel a different level of freedom. So even if your mind was going into different places before, it's like all of a sudden you publicly can speak in a way that you feel more comfortable than ever. And sometimes it does take saying I'm wrong. And kind of like I said, I apologize to the audience for my, early COVID stuff, because who wants to listen to a commentator or somebody like you and me if we can't, have some humility in the process? Right.
That's very human to admit fault and to grow in real time and to learn things in real time, because nobody knows everything. I think that mainstream media and a lot of people who have podcasts and who have a voice, they enter it thinking, I know everything. Right. This is my worldview. This is the point of view, and I'm sticking to it. I know the truth. But the truth is always, it's very, you don't know everything. You're never going to know everything. So it's good to admit when you've made mistakes. It's good to listen and to try to take in new information. A lot of people are not capable of doing that because they don't like to adjust their worldview. That's a rare trait to find in people.
So do you think, when you look at the firing of Tucker Carlson and you look at Andrew Tate's house arrest was just extended for another month, this is like endless, it seems, with no charges being filed. It's utterly ridiculous. But when we talk about the matrix, do you believe that it's the same powers that be that are active forces that want people simultaneously like Tucker Carlson and Andrew Tate silenced? Is it the same umbrella matrix that wants them shut up?
Yeah, it's a select few. I mean, greed controls the world, money controls the world. So it's the greediest people at the top who have the most amount of money who are making these decisions. And when you start inspiring people, when you start speaking out against that, they just pull the plug on whatever you have to your livelihood.
We talk about the matrix a lot here. I talk about the three-letter organizations, the WEF, the WHO, the CDC, the FDA, all of that, and how none of them have people's best interests at heart. They're all pharma allies, one world government, the uniparty, all all of that stuff, when you talk about the Matrix, what do you think is the deepest threat coming from that? Is it, central bank digital currencies? Is it the climate agenda? What do you think is their next big focus or their most dangerous focus when it comes to people?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, so I can't really go fully in. I don't want to get you
even just in general, if your sense of where.
I think it's a spiritual warfare. I think if you look past it, like there's all these organizations like what Bill Gates is doing with the farms. You can look at WEF. You can look at the globalist agenda, everything that we've talked about so far. But overall, I think the way to encompass it is say that it's a spiritual warfare. It's them trying to destroy your soul. And I genuinely believe that the richest people and the people that are implementing everything that's going on, it's satanic. I literally think it's evil. I think these people are controlled by Satan, and that's why they want to remove religion. They don't want us to have families. They want us to be sterile. They don't want us to be in control of ourselves. They don't want us to have they don't want us to be happy. They want us to take antidepressants. I see everything that's going on, everything with the globalist agenda. It's a battle of good versus evil. So when you start to look at it from that lens and how it's a war for your soul, then you start to see through a lot of the programming. But I think it's that serious.
If you like the short clip and want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one on Connect, you're going to click right here. Let's get to talking.